Kaliana, the Malagasy Musician.
And today, we're checking out the Dinosaur Drive Thru.
How cool is that?
I wonder what dinosaurs will be there.
And before we start this video,
Make sure to like and subscribe this video.
and hit that notification bell for our upcoming videos.
Comment down what your favorite dinosaur is. Now what are you waiting for? Let's go!
We're off to see dinosaurs.
It's going to be an awesome adventure.
I can't wait.
I know, I hope I see my favorite dinosaur. The pterodactyl. What's your guys's?
Oh, I like the Velociraptor.
My favorites? Well, I'm going to find one. I don't have one, so I'm going to find one in the adventure.
Comment down below what your favorites are. Let's
What are we waiting
go.
for? Let's go!
Okay, enough talking. Make some noise if you're ready to see some dinosaurs. Please pause the audio and resume at the next scene. Pause Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. Goalkeeper, do your thing. Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous sound sciencey, but think of it like this. There were the 1800s, 1900s, and the 2000s, each 100 years long, and they're very different. Cretaceous periods were kind of like that, but instead of 100 years long, each period lasted 1,000,000 years. Just kidding. Each period was actually more like 50 million years. What? That's crazy. Our tour starts like the dinosaurs did, in the Triassic period, occurring between 200 and 250 million years ago. And I can't think of a better person to guide you. Triassic Troll.
Thanks, Jurassic Jim. The Triassic period was the dawn of the age of dinosaurs, and it began after Earth's worst ever extinction event about 250 million years ago. Dinosaurs were not at the top of the food chain back then. Other early large reptiles dominated this area. Africa and Zimbabwe.
Whoa, it's a
The name
Coelophysis.
Coelophysis means hollow full. It had hollow bones which lightened its frame to make it quick. Please pause the audio
Claus.
until you reach the next seat. Pause now.
Mexico? New Mexico.
The answer is New Mexico.
Whoa!
Located in northern New
got it.
Mexico,
Hey, don't
Ghost
give me the
Ranch
answer.
has some of the bones might be creepy, others might find them humorous.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you. Next is the Plesiosaurus, found
The
in France, Germany, and
Plesiosaurus?
Switzerland. The Plesios period. An adult Plesiosaurus can weigh up to 15.
Look at that.
The answer is herbivore.
Face of
Next up is the Pterosaur.
I got it
Actually means winged lizard. Most of us commonly
look
eat more. You'll now know they are called pterosaurs.
Pterosaurs.
Pterodactyls were the first known pterosaurs when their fossils were discovered in Germany in the late 1700s. Since the discovery of the pterodactyl, others had 30-foot wingspans. What's fascinating about pterosaurs is that they existed in all three Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? The P is silent. Get it? Sorry, that was a terrible joke. Next trivia question. True or false? The pterosaur is a dinosaur. Is false. Pterosaurs are cousins of the dinosaurs that evolved from a land-dwelling reptile. They were the first animals after insects to fly and were the largest creatures ever to take flight. Since they were probably warm-blooded, like bats and birds. Pterosaurs' closest living relatives are actually two completely different animals. Crocodiles and birds.
Wow, they're so loud.
Hold your breath as we dive deep to meet the Plesiosaurs.
What is of all these
Like
animals having
pterosaurs,
sharp teeth?
Plesiosaurs existed in all three Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods. They were long-lived marine animals that have been discovered all over the world in European seas and around the Pacific Ocean, including Australia. No specimens have been discovered. Studies show plesiosaurs are likely not cold-blooded, but warm-blooded, like whales, and also reproduced through live birth. In the 1930s, the idea that a few plesiosaurs still lived in Scotland as Loch Ness monsters captured the public's imagination. However, the whole idea is nonsense. One reason being air-breathing reptiles would eventually pop up and be discovered. Next question. 13 feet, 23 feet,
13 feet.
43 feet, 43 feet.
Bet you they're tiny.
Take an answer and pause the audio until you get to the next
13
seed,
feet is tiny.
Plesiosaur.
Compared to
The answer is, on average,
13
Never
feet.
mind.
Now, let's head over to the most famous...
I'm only 5
the
feet.
Jurassic. Thanks,
Yeah.
Triassic Troy. The Jurassic period is the middle of the Mesozoic era, also known as the Age of Reptiles, which started after a major Triassic-Jurassic extinction event. It spanned from 145 to 200 million
Whoa, that's
years.
scary.
There were about 89 different
Why does
dinosaurs.
this remind me of a
Early
lionfish?
to mid to the late Jurassic era.
I would not want that thing to
I'm
smile.
getting Jurassic Park
I don't know.
vibes.
Including this one.
I prefer not smiling.
Discovered in
Yeah,
the
it looks
USA,
smiling.
The Dilophosaurus was a fast-moving, meat-eating dinosaur that paleontologists suggest it attacked by gripping and holding on to prey. Modern crocodiles have a similar kink. The pair of thin, bony crests on its head may have been just for display. The Dilophosaurus might be the most misunderstood dinosaur ever.
Oh,
Poison-spitting, neck-fluttering dino in the movie came
Why
almost
is it
purely from
misunderstood?
imagination.
It's a killer.
Biggest fabrication
There's
being
no-
its sprayed burning venom. Not only was the Dilophosaurus not poisonous, but also there's no convincing evidence that any dinosaur sprayed poison. The movie
Yeah,
dino was
the
also
movie.
portrayed as a cute, playful dog-sized critter. But
It's
the
just
real
scary
dinosaur
that they
measured about 20
existed.
feet from head to tail and weighed around 1,000 pounds. Maybe it was a juvenile or even a hatchling, but that's not the way it was perceived by most viewers. Finally, there's no reason to believe that Dilophosaurus or any other meat-eating dinosaur possessed a fluttering neck frill. But since it's a soft-tissued feature, it wouldn't have been preserved well as a fossil anyway, so there's a slight possibility it's real.
What?
Next question.
Paleontologist.
Paleontologist, fossilologist,
I got this.
Paleontologist.
We got this.
Please pause the audio and resume at the next scene.
Why pause when you know the answer?
The answer is...
Paleontologist.
Woo! Got it right.
Got it right.
Lufungasaurus, from the Lufung Basin of southwestern
I think
China.
it's a relative of
The skull
mushrooms.
of the Lufungasaurus was long and flat. It had a small bump on its snout just above the nostril. It most likely ate plants, but its teeth were blade-like with crowns that were wider at the bottom, so it may have also eaten small animals. Powerful back legs. It walked on all fours, but probably rose on its back legs to feed on tall plants. The hands of the Lufungasaurus had large thumbs with claws, used for getting food and probably defending itself. A skeleton of the Lufungasaurus was the first dinosaur on display in China and even appeared on the Chinese postal stamp. Next question. What do they call dinosaurs that eat both plants and animals? Omnivore, Bidivore, Bonvivant, Epicurean. Please pause the audio and resume at the next scene.
They need bon vivant.
And
Oh, well.
174 million years ago. During this era, 26 dinosaurs existed, including this big fella, the Omeisaurus. Paleontologists found 11 different specimens of the Omeisaurus in the 1930s in China. It was named after the sacred mountain of Omishan, located near where the first skeleton was excavated.
Not a child.
Most skeletons were unearthed in the 70s and 80s as part of the Great Chinese Dinosaur
What's
Rush.
wrong up there?
Google that.
How's the weather up there?
Wow! They grew up to 67 feet long and reproduced by laying eggs. Herds of Omeisaurus roamed along Jurassic riverbanks, feeding on low shrubby ferns and seed
They're
ferns.
60 feet tall.
They were obviously herbivores because, well, I don't think there was much success in chasing other dinosaurs.
pretty big.
They were built more for eating ferns. Omeisaurus had an extraordinarily long neck with 17 vertebrae. The longest neck was about 30 feet long. A 67-foot-long skeleton is on display at a Chinese museum. The neck of the Omeisaurus seems unbalanced. Next trivia question. True or false? The Omeisaurus had the longest neck of any dinosaur. Please pause the audio, and you and your homies
I say
pick
false.
an answer and resume at the next scene.
There.
Pause.
Is it false?
Alright, show full scores.
The answer is false. Mamenchisaurus has a longer neck. We'll meet her in a minute. Time to move a million years ago, including this cuddly creature.
Cuddly?
Allosaurus.
They're all cuddly?
Allosaurus was first discovered in 1877 in both the United States and Portugal, and became one of the
Allosaurus.
first well-known dinosaurs. 28 feet and weighed over 2,000 pounds.
I didn't
The
need that.
Allosaurus. These dinosaurs were ferocious meat eaters, huge, lined with razor-sharp teeth, each 2 to 4 inches long, backwards to prevent their prey from escaping. What makes them even more terrifying is that Unlike the teeth, they can reach speeds of up to 35 miles per hour. And the heads of the Allosaurus were a lot longer. Next question. Animals that only eat meat exclusively are called what? Carnivores, Metasaurs, omnivores, or huntivores? Please pause the audio, pick an answer, and I will meet you at the next scene. The answer is on 30-foot necks would have made giraffes feel self-conscious. Let's put that in perspective, shall we? Your neck is probably 4 inches long. The average school bus is 30 feet long.
30 feet?
I would not want to be a Mamenchisaurus with a sore throat. It had spatula-shaped teeth that were ideal. In 2013, paleontologists looked at its magnificent vertebrae and concluded that it had an almost straight, near horizontal posture. So despite how high it could reach, it usually grazed at low or medium heights. Next trivia question. How did the Mamenchisaurus reproduce? Lay eggs, live birth, adoption, or storkadactyl?
Lay eggs.
Please pause the audio and mention your answer. And the
They
answer
laid
is
eggs. Lay eggs.
most
Woohoo!
of you should know this next dinosaur. Dinosaurus would have defended itself from predators like Allosaurus with its
Why is this-
powerful spiked tail.
That's
An interesting
spiky.
fact about its bony
That's
plates
on my
on its
shirt,
back
people.
is that they were not attached to its skeleton, but were actually embedded in its skin, which is why in most fossil finds, the plates were separated from the body. Scientists aren't
that's
exactly
nasty.
sure what the plates were used for. They may have warned off predators or allowed members of the same. Though mighty in size, its brains were the size of a ping pong ball. How could a
Look, there's
4-ton
another one.
dinosaur possibly survive with so little upstairs? Well, as a general rule, an animal only has to be slightly smarter than the food it eats. And it eats plants. Paleontologists once thought that the Stegosaurus had a brain in its butt. But that was eventually proven to be false and came to an abrupt end. Next trivia question. The Stegosaurus is the state dinosaur of which state? Colorado, Utah, California, Oregon. Please pause the audio and use your big brains to answer the question. And resume audio at the next scene. Pause now. The last dinosaur that we will show you from the late Jurassic period.
I got it right.
Pterosaurs. Many in America, it's the most commonly
It's
found
Voldemort.
dinosaur from the late Jurassic period.
See, it's Voldemort.
Paleontologists have recovered numerous complete skeletons of adult and juvenile specimens. Its name means
See, it's
chambered
Voldemort.
lizard.
Do you not see
It
it's
commands
Voldemort?
air sacs to help it breathe more efficiently. It also played a role in the notorious Is the Brontosaurus real saga.
Small noses.
In 1879, Charles Marsh found a headless new dinosaur in Wyoming. This was a massive skeleton, so Marsh named it Brontosaurus, or thunder lizard. Marsh believed his new monster was similar to the Camarasaurus and thought its head would be similar too. Museums spent decades reconstructing it with stand-in heads modeled after Camarasaurus. Brontosaurus's name had been deemed scientifically not legit since 1903. Dinosaur National Monument in Utah.
So you're
In
telling me
Utah?
that Brontosaurus is
Surrounding
the
an
official
impressive
name?
1,500
I
undisturbed
mean, it was
Jurassic
for a
forms,
while.
including the head and neck of this great Camarasaurus.
I am Cretaceous Katie. A lot of dinosaurs from Jurassic Park were actually from the Cretaceous period. It was the last period of the Mesozoic era that happened from 65 to 145 million years ago, ending with the extinction of all dinosaurs. Next trivia question. How many dinosaurs in the Cretaceous period? 50, 100, 150, or 200?
200.
And resume at the next scene.
200.
Plot
The
twist
answer
5.
is 200.
Oh, yay, we did it.
Different dinosaurs from the early Cretaceous period and named after their La Amarga rock formation. The Amargasaurus
Anyone else
was
getting more
unique
Voldemort vibes?
because of its double row of spines along its back, which may have supported a twin
Yes,
set
yes.
of skin. The spines
I
on
want
its
a
neck of the
pattern.
Amargasaurus could aim them at oncoming predators and hope that the display looked scary enough to leave them alone.
Look at the stomach.
Next trivia
It's
question.
moving.
How many recovered Amargasaurus fossils have been found? 1, 50, 100, or over 200?
Why?
Please pause the audio and resume at the next scene. The answer is 1. Meat-eating dinosaurs. But its name is pronounced Giganotosaurus. It was discovered in 1993 in
How is this
Argentina
one of
by
the
an
biggest
amateur fossil
meat
hunter.
eaters?
Part
But
of what
it's
has
so
made
small.
Giganotosaurus so famous,
Then again,
so quickly,
the tiniest
is
is
that
still
it was a little
scary.
bit taller, longer, and outweighed the T-Rex by almost a ton.
What?
Giganotosaurus had 3 fingers on its hands, not 2 like the T-Rex. In proud South America, a whopping 30 million years before.
Look at the teeth.
It may have been bigger and faster than a T-Rex, but oddly enough, its brain was only about half the size. Giganotosaurus's tiny brain appears to have been about the shape and weight of a banana. Next trivia question. Giganotosaurus weighed up to 30 tons. How many elephants is that equal to? 1, 2, 10, or 30? Pause the audio. See if
2
you
elephants.
Giga knows the answer. And resume audio at the next scene. Pause now.
2.
The answer is 2 elephants. Whereosaurus was a very strange. Most stegosaurs had
It's doing
tall,
martial arts.
triangle-shaped plates on their back, but Wheresauruses were short and square. Paleontologists are not sure what they were for, but they were
I
filled
think
with
not.
blood vessels. One theory is that the plates could keep them warm or cool. They would stand facing the sun, kind of like solar panels today, and absorb the energy. The 4 bony spikes at the end of its tail were to protect it from predators. It was one of the last stegosaurs to survive, since most others died off by the end of the Jurassic period.
Why?
Next trivia question. True or false? For the past 200 years, scientists still have no idea how dinosaurs mated. Please pause the audio and resume at the next scene. To a general consensus on how dinosaurs actually mated. Next up is the Iguanodon. A lot of people might think it's related to the modern iguana, but that is far from true. Believe it or not, these dinosaurs, and they're still around. Iguanodon was named for its teeth due to its similarities to the iguana. It also provided the dinosaurs' discoverer with the first clue that dinosaurs were reptiles.
I don't know, the arms
This helped kickstart the world's fascination with dinosaurs. Most iguanodons lived in Europe, but fossils have also been found in Africa and North America. They were big and bulky, growing up to 40 feet long and weighing up to 3 tons. They had a hip structure similar to birds and also had a beak. One of the coolest features of the Iguanodon is that their thumbs were spikes. Next trivia question.
Yes,
How
very
many different
fun.
dinosaurs have been discovered in England? 1, 11, 21, or 31? Please pause the audio and resume at the next scene. If you wanna.
It's 21.
I see what you did there.
The answer is 21.
21. Woo!
Okay.
I got that right.
They were one of the last remaining dinosaurs.
I'm getting.
As an adult,
so
these
cute.
living things
I'm getting
can
Ninja
easily reach up to
Turtles.
30
Is
feet
anyone
long
getting
and
Ninja
weigh up to
Turtle
6.5
vibes? Because there's 4.
tons.
Can we have them as a
As
pet?
compared to their bodies,
can't have an adult
these
one.
dinosaurs had surprisingly small teeth. However,
Ninja
it wasn't really a problem for them
Hey guys,
because they
this
were
is Ninja Turtles.
It had a wide, heavily armored
Oh my
skull.
gosh.
Its body was covered in scales, but the most amazing thing about the Ankylosaurus is its tail. It had a massive tail club, which it swirled around
that's
during
why Ninja
battles to
Turtle
create
vibes.
massive
Thor's
energy,
jealous.
being able to break
Thor-
the
Thor's
thick
hammer.
bones of its competitor.
Is it
Next trivia question. The bone plates on an Ankylosaurus are known as what? Stratus or magma? Please pause the audio, answer the question, and resume audio at the next scene. The answer is scute.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay,
said.
this is a terrifying one. with devil horns protruding from both sides of its head. Carnotaurus was nothing less than the devil of the prehistoric world. It's for Halloween. The only Carnotaurus fossil discovered was found in South America in 1994. Luckily, the fossil was in great condition and there was a complete specimen. The average length was 28 feet.
It's kind of close to the
teeth and arms were smaller than those found on a T-Rex.
On the left side.
A very unique feature, aside from the horns on its head, is that its eyes faced forward. Next trivia question. The Carnotaurus and T-Rex were part of a group of dinosaurs known as what? Sauropods, theropods, theropods, or iPods?
I told you. Oh, wow.
Please pause the audio, answer the question, and resume audio at the next scene.
Sauropods.
Whoa, those are
The answer is theropods, meaning three-toed legs or beast-footed.
Look at their
Next up
arms.
is
Oh,
my
that one looks like
personal
it's very
favorite.
low.
Where's the Triceratops? It is there a T-Rex sign next to it? Did someone really put a T-Rex? May or may not have escaped.
the Triceratops and T-Rex aren't here.
Apparently not.
They're not here.
Hey everyone, look at this cute little Oviraptor. He's not too scary and definitely can't eat a Triceratops. Looks like a T-Rex. Did you let one of our team members know? Anyways, back to the Oviraptor. Talk about the accused. This parrot-beaked dino was first found in Mongolia in 1924. Lying beside that skeleton were some fossilized eggs thought to have been laid by a different dinosaur. So, the paleontologists called the new critter Oviraptor, or egg
Why are
thief.
dinosaurs so cute?
In 1994, 70
hear a
years
lot.
after its
Some of them
discovery,
are like, you do
very
not want to
similar-looking
smile.
eggs were discovered, eggs which contained Oviraptor-like embryos. Therefore, the poor original specimen probably wasn't an egg thief, but instead a sweet, loving mother tending to her babies. Though raptor is in its name, it is very different from the Velociraptor. The Oviraptor was only about 5 feet long and weighed less than 100 pounds. The Oviraptor did not have teeth. Instead, it had... The answer is 25. Yes, there are 25 different kinds of raptors.
I think we
Oh,
found
no.
a T-Rex.
The loose T-Rex is right in front of us. Wow, she's a big one. It looks like her and her baby are looking for the Triceratops. So, if we drive around them, maybe they won't notice us. Hey, Contagious Katie, I've got eyes on the
They're
T-Rex
blind,
over
right?
by the Oviraptor.
They don't have good eyesight.
Hopefully it doesn't have eyes on us.
I'll bring the team over there. Be safe and keep everyone on the tour moving.
Pause the audio, stay quiet, and unpause when you get to the next dinosaur.
What's that?
Next up, the Pachycephalosaurus. This cool-looking creature was discovered in the mid-1800s in Montana. Its average length was 15 feet and weighed around 900 pounds. The Pachycephalosaurus had 2 arms with 5 clawed and is believed to have been used by males to chase off rival mates or defend itself from a T-Rex. Which,
Am I the only one
in
disturbed
hindsight, would have
by
been a
that?
much better dino to put next to the T-Rex instead of a Triassic. Aren't sure what the Pachycephalosaurus diet would have been. All they think they were herbivores, fossilized jargon heads do indicate teeth similar to conifers. Next trivia question. True or false? Pachycephalosaurus heads were once mistaken for dinosaur kneecaps. Please pause the audio and resume at the next scene.
True. What do you say?
The answer is true. Unlike us, dinosaurs lacked kneecaps altogether. However, during the late 1800s, this fact wasn't... Next up, Parasaurolophus. The Parasaurolophus was discovered in 1920 in Kent, but were later found in the U.S. It was an estimated 31 feet long and weighed almost 3 tons.
31 feet? Weighing so much.
It had hundreds of teeth that were stacked into multiple rows. Its teeth were... Paleontologists think the Parasaurolophus walked on all 4 legs, but could also walk on its head. One of the most notable features of the Parasaurolophus is their long cranial crest. Paleontologists believe it may have been used for mating, enhancing hearing, or helping regulate their body temperature. But there's more than meets the eye. Inside, a bunch of hollow chambers merge directly into its nasal passage. Similar-looking musical innards are in European crumhorns. That crest likely acted as a resonating device that produced deep, long-distance bellows during outward breaths. In the 90s, a group of American crannies of a large skull, they managed to simulate the eerie noises that the Parasaurolophus probably sent echoing across prehistoric valleys. Here's a clip of the actual recording.
Sounds like a steamboat.
I know.
Is it weird that I kind of want one as my ringtone? Next trivia question. Which movie did not feature a Parasaurolophus? Jurassic Park, Land Before, and resume at the next scene.
I should never fit in with the other.
The answer is I see.
I'm really not looking.
Jurassic Jim?
Yeah, what's up, Cretaceous Katie?
We need backup. You have experience with this from last time.
I'm on my way.
Last time.
I'll have Jurassic straight take from here. It's good to be back. Don't be afraid. None of our guests have been eaten yet. So far.
Excuse me.
I'm scared.
Hey, look, a Spinosaurus. This massive carnivore was first discovered in Egypt in the early 1900s. Estimates put its weight up to 23 tons and up to 60 feet long, and was the king predator of its time. The Spinosaurus, a unique dinosaur to
It's
exist.
smiling. It looks
The crocodile-shaped skull of the Spinosaurus was over 5 feet in length and contained many sharp knife-like teeth. Until just recently, in the Sahara Desert, which used to be a massive riverbed system, a new fossil shows the Spinosaurus had a unique fin-like tailbone, which suggests Spinosaurus could have been equally a land and swimming predator. It had pressure sensors on its snout, just like alligators, to detect potential prey moving in the water. Next trivia question. True or false? The original Spinosaurus fossils are still on display in Germany. Please pause the audio and resume at the next scene.
I'm scared.
The answer is false. They were destroyed in 1944 by Allied bombing during World War II. The Styracosaurus, or spike lizard, was discovered in 1913 in Canada. The Styracosaurus was believed to be a dinosaur that ate a wide variety of vegetation near the ground. It used the horn protruding from its nose, which could grow up to 2 feet long, and 6 spikes on its incredible neck frill to defend against predators, attract mates, and regulate its body temperature. It can also run up to 20 miles per hour. Next trivia question. What is currently the #1 university? Harvard, Virginia Tech, Yale, or Ohio State? Please pause the audio and resume at the next scene.
I'm guessing either Virginia or Ohio.
The answer is Virginia Tech. Hey, there's the other Triceratops. It escaped the T-Rex and didn't get eaten out. Dinosaur Drive Thru, we like to focus on the positives and the dinosaurs. Back to the Triceratops. The Triceratops was discovered in 1887 near Denver, Colorado. It weighed up to 13 tons and was over 25 feet long and could run up to 20 miles per hour.
It's your favorite.
The Triceratops used its parrot-like beak to eat foliage near the ground, living during the summer. The Triceratops often had to defend itself from the T-Rex and the bony frill on its head. The skull of the Triceratops was an amazing 1/3 the length of its entire body, making its fossil a prize collector's item. In 2008, wealthy dinosaur paid $1 million and donated it to the Boston Museum of Science. Also, another interesting fact is that the 2-horned Pterosaurs is now believed to just be the remains of an unusually long-lived Triceratops. Next trivia question. Which state claims the Triceratops as its state dinosaur? Wyoming, Colorado, South Dakota, or Nevada? Please pause the audio. Try and ceratop your...
Wyoming.
The answer is Wyoming. Even though the Triceratops, right?
Hey, Triassic Troy, this is Cretaceous Katie. Great news! The T-Rex has been recaptured and no one was eaten. Now that that's over with, I'd like to continue with the tour.
Okay.
Next up is the famous Velociraptor. Get enough of them. Toronto even named their new NBA team after them.
Oh, that's why the name is
Unfortunately,
the
when all said and done, they were based on a completely different animal called Deinonychus. Most of what people think they know is wrong. with a speed of 40 miles per hour. Also, those infamous toe claws weren't built for slashing. On each foot, there was a specialized toe with a huge hooked claw. Both digits could be pulled backwards to an almost freakish degree. It was thought while walking around, Velociraptor held them high up off the ground in order to now think that they instead turned their toe claws into gripping gear. After a raptor leapt onto some poor creature's back, this claw could have helped it hang on like an ancient rodeo champ while it attacked. They now also think velociraptors occasionally climb trees and bigger dinos with relative ease. 80 million years ago, you might have been just as likely to get pooped on by a raptor than eaten by one.
That's adorable.
Lastly, paleontologists also think the velociraptor may have been covered in feathers. The answer is the tortoise.
When have you girls ever heard the tortoise?
Next up, the most famous dinosaur of all time, right here in the US of A.
Tiny.
Whoa.
The name Tyrannosaurus means
Their arms
tyrant
are a bit
lizard.
on the short
The definition of tyrant is a cruel, unreasonable, and oppressive ruler. In other words, the T-Rex didn't mess around. Estimates put the weight of a T-Rex up to 16 tons, could run from 10 to 25 miles per hour. The first partial skeleton was discovered in 1900 in Wyoming. In 1990, the most complete Tyrannosaurus Rex fossil ever discovered in South Dakota by Susan Hendrickson. This specimen was very well preserved, and 90% of the original skeleton was recovered. It was named Sue after its discoverer and sold to the Field Museum in Chicago for a staggering $8.3 million, the most money ever paid for a fossil.
Wow.
It is estimated that Sue was 28 years old around the time when it died. The Tyrannosaurus Rex had between 50 and 60 banana-sized teeth and had the strongest bite of any land animal that has ever lived. It could eat up to 500 pounds of meat and bone in one bite. The T-Rex was super smart, too, boasting a brain twice as big as other giant carnivores. Its large, intimidating size made it easy for it to chase off other predators from their kill. This deadly dinosaur's two tiny clawed arms remain a bit of a mystery to this day. Many scientists think they may have been used to help these skilled hunters grab and slash their prey, but difficult to pick their nose. Point at the person in your vehicle that picks their nose the most. Tyrannosaurus Rex may have towered over its Cretaceous competition, but for the first 80 million years, most were no bigger than humans, which still doesn't sound any less terrifying to me. Next trivia question. Dinosaurus, Stegosaurus, Carnotaurus, or Triceratops? Please pause the audio and resume at the next scene. The answer is Stegosaurus. Is this dinosaur real? No. Is it real awesome? Absolutely. The incredible Indominus Rex is a fantasy creature created for the movie Jurassic World. In the movie, it was a hybrid dinosaur created to boost declining attendance to the theme park. They combined the base DNA of a T-Rex with a velociraptor. It also contained the genetic modern animals such as cuttlefish, tree frogs, and pit vipers. The Indominus Rex also was given to make it blend into its surrounding with ease. 2 Indominus were originally born, but as the years passed on, one ate the other. Pretty glad those are make-believe. Well, that's it for the Cretaceous period. Let's send it back over to Jurassic Jim.
This is Jurassic Jim one last time to tell you congratulations. None of you got eaten. I know, I'm sad too, but all good things must come to an end. Kind of like dinosaurs. We hope your adventure with us will be fossilized in your memories for years to come. All of us here at Dinosaur Drive Thru would like to thank you for being a part of our...
Yeah, that was
Now the dinosaurs are extinct. I wanted to get eaten though. Well, not me, but you know, somebody
We
wanted to get eaten.
survived. We didn't get eaten.
I wanted to see somebody get eaten.
We love you too, you know.
We love you. I mean, not from here, obviously.
Where?
Maybe. Maybe two
To
people.
all the good night.
Two
See you
people.
on our next adventure.
See you guys.
Here's a certificate for everyone. Congratulations on no one getting eaten today.
Awesome.
There you go. And
All
you're all
right.
dino geniuses.
Yeah.
Woo! That was a lot of fun.
We saw our favorite dinosaurs.
There was a tail that almost hit us.
Time for bring your
Yeah,
family.
we nearly got hit by a.
I got hit by a
Watching.
That was, wow. Yeah, that was pretty intense.
Yeah.
They were wonderful puns.
And if you haven't already, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more upcoming videos.
Enjoy your
Check out
adventure.
the T-Rex. Don't forget to comment down below. What
Choose our favorite dinosaur.
Bye.
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 See you in the next adventure, guys.
Before we end this video, don't forget to check out our channels. Soso Digital Art, the Malagasy Musician, and New Smasna.
Woo!
Check mine out first. It's music.
Check out mine first. It's art.
Don't forget mine.
I'm gonna draw myself riding a dinosaur. So choose your pick.
No, pick your dinosaur.
Subscribe to my channel.
Pick your pick. But totally. Also, thank you to Dinosaur Drive Thru.
A special thank you.
For such an awesome experience.
It was so much fun.
And they were moving.
Wow, there's so many dinosaurs.
I even saw my favorite one. Didn't you guys?
Me too.
Well, I guess this is where we end the video. Bye.
Bye.
See you on our next adventure.
Check out my channel.
Don't forget mine.
And mine. Check out mine first.